This tutorial is on other forms of taxation. Sales taxes and income tax are examples of direct taxes. Other direct taxes include property tax, for example, land tax, and either municipal or provincial lands for transfer tax. And that's when you buy a house. Those are taxes that you pay on the purchase price of the house. Property tax it's like a tax bill you get usually once or a couple times a year, and it depends on the value of your home, and land tax is similar. Some other forms of taxation are called indirect taxes, and examples of that are taxes that are on gasoline, jewelry, tobacco products, and alcohol. These are called indirect taxes because the tax is already included in the price. It's not added afterwards. So unless you do some investigation, you don't even know what these tax amounts are. Often on receipts, though, for gasoline, you'll see the total, and you'll see how much tax is actually there, but you wouldn't have known that before you actually purchased the gas. Here's an example of calculating some indirect tax and then how much tax you're paying altogether for a product. Jewelry has an indirect tax of 10%, and that's added to the wholesale prices that the jewelry store pays for whatever jewelry or goods they're getting from the jewelry store. And so that's added before consumers see whatever the retail price is going to be. So in this example, a jewelry store purchased a ring at wholesale for $975. So what amount of tax, the indirect tax we're going to calculate here, will they add to this price before finalizing a retail price? So we would take that $975 and find 10% of it. So we multiply it by 0.10, and that gives us $97.50. So that is the indirect tax that's added to the price to get the retail price. So that's a tax that the consumer wouldn't ever see because it's already included in the price when they walk into the jewelry store. In example 2, it says determine the retail price of the ring above. So we would take that $975 and we would add this indirect tax to it. So if we add those together, you get $1,072.50. So that would be the retail price. In example 3, it says calculate the price of the ring including 13% HST. So we want to calculate 13% of this. Oh, and that's the retail price. Got my answer statement there. So in example 3, the HST amount, we would take this and multiply it by 0.13 because that's 13%, which gives us $139.43. So that's the amount of HST that will be added to this to get the after-tax price. So the price with the HST, we would add the 1,072 and this 139.43. So the price with GST, HST, would be $1,211.93. So that's the after-tax price. And the last example here says what percentage of the final price is tax? So the amount of tax that's paid here, that's the final price, and the original before any taxes were added was $975. Now we could add the 97, well actually, and that will give us $36.93. Another way to get that, we could just add the $97.50 and the $139.43, and just to demonstrate that that works out, $97.50 plus $139.43. You could add those to also get the same amount, $236.93. So to calculate the percentage, we would take that $236.93 and divide it by the after-tax price, the $1,211.93, and then of course multiply it by 100 to change it to a decimal, to a percent. This calculation will just give the decimal. And so the tax percentage is 19.5, so it's almost 20% tax that you're paying for that particular ring. And that's the end of the tutorial.